Hello and welcome Trailblazers to this new video on SFMC DevHub, where it is all about the secret attribute field no one is talking about. Let's jump in. You can work with Salesforce Marketing Cloud for many years and still keep discovering new things. Today I hope to show you one of those discoveries, and it's all about the hidden attribute field that you won't find anywhere visually, but it is still there. Not only is it hidden, but once you know it exists, you can actually start using it. So, how does this work exactly? Let's first take a look at a data extension. Whenever data flows into a data extension, whether that's through a manual import or via an API, it doesn't matter, each record gets a number assigned to it behind the scenes. This number is stored in an attribute field that you can't see, but that is always present. This field is called custom object key. When data enters a data extension for the first time, it always starts at 1 and then increments sequentially. This means that if you have data retention in place and individual records are deleted, like so, it won't reset back to 1. It will simply keep counting up. Let's first take a look at what this actually looks like before I show you how you can use it to your advantage. So here in my example email, I will drag and drop an HTML block just for this example. And I will put in my simple AMPscript code. Here I set a custom field with that custom object key attribute. Notice that this field has an underscore before it. Now, let's preview and test it on the data. I will put in my data extension and I select a record. Now you get a number back, meaning that for this record in my data extension, the custom object key is set to 3. Now that we know this field exists and we have seen it in action at a basic level, the obvious question is, what can you actually do with it? Let's look at the use case. You might recognize this. You have a project that's built fully dynamically. You've got multiple variations within a single email template, but you still want to A/B test different elements. Of course, you could create multiple copies and split them in a journey. But now that we have access to this hidden field, we can solve this dynamically instead. So, what does that look like? We can extend the base script we already created and make use of the AMPscript mod function. Check the description for a link to the Salesforce developer help page. First, let me copy and paste my example script, and then I will explain it. Even though it shouldn't really happen, we still build in a safeguard by first checking whether the custom object key is empty. We do it over here. Then we use the mod function to check whether the number we get back is even. If it is, we set AB version to 1. If not, we set the odd number to 2. These correspond to version A and version B respectively. You could also use letters here, but using numbers can be helpful if you want to do calculations later on. The mod function works by dividing a number and returning the remainder. With an even number there is no remainder, so the if condition should return 0, which tells us we're dealing with an even number. What this allows you to do is A/B test your dynamic content without having to create multiple copies. Let's say you want to test variations in text or different content blocks. Simply extend your existing if else statements with a version A or a version B. Let's make it a little bit more visible. If we now take the variable we just set, you'll see that even records return a 1 and odd numbers return a 2. To show you this, we add a little bit more AMPscript over here. So we set the variable over here and we're using it here to see which version we have. Now let's preview and test on the data. Now you can see that AB version is set to 1 for this record and 2 for this record, meaning this is an odd record and this is the even record. I hope you found this useful. The full script is also available in the corresponding GitHub folder. The link is in the description below. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you again in the next video.